Hey, we just got back from an amazing trip to Ohio and Pennsylvania as part of our summer of 2015 trip. This is all the best footage from our vacation. We spent 10 days in Ohio and Pennsylvania and drove all the way from Toledo to Philadelphia. It was an awesome trip, and I hope you enjoy. After we landed, we drove to Toledo and spent the weekend with my cousin Christine, Dennis, and her two kids, Allie and Carter.
Now watch me whip, watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip, watch me nay nay.
One of the highlights of the weekend with Chris and her kids was when we went to the African Safari Wildlife Park and fed animals from our car. Just wait until you see the interaction we had with this male bison weighing over 2,000 pounds. Are you gonna feed him?
I wanna feed it.
Just when it was time to move on to the elk, an old friend had to stop by one last time and surprise us.
Mommy, you get scared too easily.
That first weekend in Toledo with Chris, Dennis, and the kids was such a great way to kick off our vacation. From there, it was on to go see my grandfather and Sid in Wellington, Ohio. After a fun-filled day on the farm, we had an awesome dinner of chicken paprikash and sweet corn. We went back into town and checked in at the bed and breakfast. And then woke up the next morning and went to the Lorain County Fair. After the fair, we went back to the farm and spent the rest of the day there. Grandpa even let us take the four-wheeler out. Those 2 days in Wellington with my Grandpa Smith and Sid were just incredible. So on Tuesday, we drove to Brunswick and Berea, picked up my Aunt Lois and Grandma Carol, and went to the Cleveland Zoo. After a fun day at the zoo, we had to make a pit stop at the grocery store and get our favorite brand of Cheetos. And then from there, we hung out at Aunt Lois's for the rest of the day. I'm so glad we got to hang out that day with Grandma Carol. She had plans the next day, so we said goodbye for now. Some of the best memories are the ones made when just spending quality time with the ones you love. Take that evening with Aunt Lois. There really is nothing better than enjoying a tea party put on by a nearly 3-year-old with family, and while the Cleveland Indians are on TV, of course. So the next day we went to some fun indoor playground where Cameron can just run around. My Aunt Lois is involved in a ministry at her church in Berea that serves food to the homeless and those in need. We asked her if we could tag along and teach her daughter the importance of serving others and giving back. Needless to say, she was a natural. And then we rewarded ourselves with our favorite Cleveland treat, East Coast custard. We had such a blast with my Aunt Lois and Grandma Carol in Brunswick and Berea, but we still had such a long trip ahead of us and other people to see. On Thursday, we started driving east towards Pennsylvania, but made a quick pit stop in Canton, Ohio, where my Uncle Don and his wife Christine live. They hosted us at their house for a quick lunch where we spent time just reminiscing about old times. Cameron got to be silly, and Cameron and Christine got to pick tomatoes. It was so great seeing them, even if it was just for a quick lunch. So we drove from Canton to Greensburg and met up with my Nana, my dad's mom. We spent some quality time together and went out for a few meals, including Bob Evans, a classic in the Midwest. Although our time together was short, we had such a great time seeing you. We love you, Nana. From Greensburg, PA, we drove east towards Philadelphia, but made a quick pit stop in Hershey. So we made it to our final destination, Philadelphia, where we met up with our good friends Mike and Kristen Johnson and their girls Madison and Paige. On Saturday, we all took the train to downtown Philadelphia. After a long day of exploring downtown Philadelphia, we took the trains back to Johnson's house and hung out for the rest of the night. So after a great weekend with the Johnsons, it was time to go back home. It was so great seeing you guys. What a vacation, huh? 11 days, 3,807 miles in the air, 582 miles in the car. I'd say it was pretty incredible. Thanks to all of our friends and family for hosting us. We love you all.